Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna सभी गाइए Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna. Everybody chant loudly, holy name. Hare Rama. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 जय श्री श्री राधा रास बिहारी भगवान की जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की जय श्री श्री गौर निताय भगवान की जय जगत गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We welcome His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj and His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj to our Radha Ras Bihari Mandir. Hare
बोर्ड छोटा वाला दीजिए स्मॉल वाला हाँ ठीक है नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादे पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 कि बजयो जय गौरा चांद आरती को शोभा कि बजयो जय गौरा चांद आरती को शोभा जाह्नवी तट बने जगमान लोभा जाह्नवी तट बने जगमान लोभा शिवा ढके नेताय चान बामे गदाधारा शिवा ढके नेताय चान बामे गदाधारा काटे अद्वैताशिनी वासा छत्रधर शिवा बसे आचे गौरा चांद रत्न सिंहासने के बाबसे आचे गौरा चांद रत्न सिंहासने आरती करे ना ब्रह्मा आदिदेव गाने आरती करे ना ब्रह्मा आदिदेव गाने नरा हरि आदि कोरे चामारा दुलाया नरा हरि आदि कोरे चामारा दुलाया Sanjaya Mukunda Bashu Goshadigaya Sanjaya Mukunda Bashu Goshadigaya शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे कारताला शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे कारताला Madhura mrudanga baje Paramarasala Madhura mrudanga baje Paramarasala शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे 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 निताई गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल कि बाबो हो कोटि चंद्रा जी ने वधाना उज्वाला कि बाबो हो कोटि चंद्रा जी ने वधाना उज्वाला काला देशे बाना माला करे जला माला शिवा शिवा चुकाना राधा प्रेमे गदा गदा शिवा शिवा शुक्र नारादा प्रेमे गदा गदा भागती विनोदा देखे गौरारा संपादा भागती विनोदा देखे गौरारा संपादा शिव जय जय गौरा चंदे आराधिक शोभा जानावे दाटावाने जगमान लोबा जय गौरांगिताय 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 जय गौरांगिताय निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरा भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरा भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरा भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare
Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare जय राधा रस बिहारी राधा रस बिहारी राधे। जय सीता राम लक्ष्मण भक्त हनुमान, सीता राम लक्ष्मण भक्त हनुमान। जय गौरंगिताय 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 जय गौरंगिताय। निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। तो भक्तों हो, बहुत अच्छा सूचना है। आज राधानाथ स्वामी का लेक्चर है, हेवन ऑफ अर्थ, टेरेस के ऊपर लेक्चर है। सभी लोगों से विनती है कि आप टेरेस पे जाइए। हेवन ऑफ अर्थ टेरेस जो है इस बिल्डिंग के पीछे में है, तो कृपा करके वहाँ सभी लोग पधारिए और लेक्चर सुनिए। आज का जो लेक्चर है राधा स्वामी देने वाले हैं, तो कृपा करके आप लोग पधारिए सभी लोग। लेक्चर न्यू बिल्डिंग टेरेस के ऊपर, न्यू बिल्डिंग टेरेस के ऊपर आपको जाना है। प्रसाद भी आपके लिए है, तो कृपा करके आप चलिए ऊपर, टेरेस के ऊपर चलिए, टेरेस के ऊपर चलिए। जय विश्वपाद परमहंस पुरीचार्य चरणारविंदम भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शील प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्य लीला वैष्णव भक्ति सिद्धांत गोस्वामी शील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तविंद की जय। गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम को राधा कुंड गिरिगोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय। अयोध्या धाम की जय। सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की जय। श्री श्री राधा रास ललिता विशाखा जी की जय। गौर निताय की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। A glory the small devotees, a glory the small devotees, Guru and Gauranga Hari 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 Hari. नमस्ते नरसिंहाय। बैठिए, थोड़ा आरती होगी, बैठिए, फिर कीर्तन कीजिए। नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रहलाद लाद दायिने प्रहलाद लाद दायिने हिरण्यकाची पूर्वक्ष हिरण्यकाचे पूर्वक्ष शीलटंकान कालाए शीलटंकान कालाए तो न चिंगा पर तो न चिंगा यतो यतो यामि ततो न चिंगा बाहे नरसिंगा हृदय नरसिंगा बाहे नरसिंगा हृदय नरसिंगा नारसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे नारसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे तव कर कमल बरे नाका अद्भुत सिंगा लालिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुबिंगा केशवधृता नरहरि रूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव कर ताली बजाई ताली बजाई ताली बजाई केशवधृता तव कर कमल बरे नाखाद्भुत सिंगा दालिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुबिंगा केशवधृता नरहरि रूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव कर नाखा लालिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुबिंगा केशवधृता जय नृसिंहदे 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 जय नृसिंहदे जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल विघ्न विनाश सिद्ध भगवान की प्रहलाद महाराज की श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। बैठिए 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 कीर्तन होगा सभी लोग बैठ जाइए। आज कीर्तन का ही मौका है सब लोग कीर्तन करेंगे बैठकर। सब लोग बैठिए 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 सब लोग बैठ जाइए।
हरे कृष्ण।
चल खोल खोल हारमोनियम खोल। हरे कृष्ण बैठिए 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 सब लोग बैठ जाइए।
हरे कृष्ण।
ओके रेडी रेडी रेडी। हरे कृष्णा। कृपा करके ध्यान दीजिए हेवन आपा टेरेस नया बिल्डिंग के टेरेस के ऊपर इस राधानाथ स्वामी का लेक्चर है। कृपा करके आप लोग जाइए। सभी लोगों के लिए प्रसाद का कार्यक्रम वहाँ पर है और लेक्चर का कार्यक्रम है। राधानाथ महाराज का लेक्चर्स है हेवन आप टेरेस के ऊपर। कृपा करके सब चलिए आप लोग टेरेस के ऊपर जाइए और दर्शन वाली बातें मत कीजिए। दर्शन कीजिए खामोश दर्शन कीजिए और गुणगान गाइए। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे बोलिए।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा। सब लोग बोलिए, ताली बजाइए, कृपा कर बैठ जाइए, कीर्तन में बैठिए। हरे हरे राम राम ओ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। बोलिए कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे
हरे राम
राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा। प्रेम से बोलिए, प्रेम से बोलिए, हरे हरे
हरे राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे
हरे राम राम ओ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा। ओ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
And I believe today India is celebrating the inauguration of the Constitution. Is that the holiday?
Yes, Maharaj.
Very emphatic affirmation. Well, on this Constitutional Day, we could remember Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu established the constitutional position of every living being. Jivera Swarupoi Krishna Nityadas. That we're all eternal spirit souls, part and parcel, eternal servants of Krishna. And disconnected from that constitutional position, we perform so many unconstitutional activities. Our true
हरे कृष्णा। भक्ति संस्कृति अनुसार सेवार अर्थ हेउची कृष्णकर असीमित प्रेम सहित आदान प्रदान करिवा। प्रेमर सहित यत् करोसि यद् अस्नसि, जहाँ हमें करूचंती, जहाँ हमें भाबुचंती, जहाँ हमें पाइचंती, ताहा हमें कृष्ण को प्रीतिपूर्ण भावरे ऑफर करिवा, अर्पण करिवा। पत्रम पुष्पम फलम तोयम यो मे भक्त्या प्रयच्छति। जदियो आमे कृष्ण को गोटे पत्र, गोटे फूल, गोटे फल बा किछि पानी देले मध्य ताको भक्ति सहित अर्पण करंती, कृष्ण याको ग्रहण करंती। अतम पुंबे द्विज श्रेष्ठ वर्णाश्रम विभागस स्वनुतिष्ठस्य धर्मस्य संसिद्धि हरितोषणम। आमर उपस्थिति, आमर स्थिति, आमर पद पदवी जहा होना कहीं कि संसार रे आमर सफलता होउची जे किपरि आमे भगवान को प्रसन्न करूचंती। यदि कृष्ण प्रसन्न हो गले, ये दुनिया रे जहा भाबू, जहा करू, आमको दुनिया किपरि भाबरे भाबू, सेटा आमको फरक पड़े ना। वास्तव सक्सेस हो जमे कृष्ण को प्रसन्न कले कि। आ जदि कृष्ण प्रसन्न न हुवंती ताले आमे विफल हेले एक्चुअली। ଆଉ କୃଷ୍ଣକୁ ଆମେ ପ୍ରସନ୍ନ କିପରି କରିବା? କଣ ତାଙ୍କୁ ପ୍ରସନ୍ନ କରେ? ଯେତେବେଳେ ଯାହା ଆମେ କରନ୍ତି, ଯାହା ଆମେ କୁହନ୍ତି, ଯେପରି ଆମେ ଭାବନ୍ତି, ଏହା ଉପରେ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟବସିତ ହବ ଯେ ଆମର ମନୋଭାବ ଏହା ହବ ଯେ କୃଷ୍ଣକୁ ଆମେ ପ୍ରେମ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ବା ପ୍ରେମ କରିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛନ୍ତି। ଭକ୍ତି ସିଦ୍ଧାନ୍ତ ସରସ୍ୱତୀ ମହାରାଜ ଗୋଟେ ସୁନ୍ଦର କଥା କୁହନ୍ତି ଯେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଗଙ୍ଗାକୁ ଯାଆନ୍ତି, ଆମେ ଦୁଇଟା ଆମ ଆମ ଆଞ୍ଜୁଳିରେ ଆମେ ପାଣି ନିଅନ୍ତି ସେ ଗଙ୍ଗାରୁ, ଅତି ସିନସିୟର ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା ସହିତ ସେ ଗଙ୍ଗାକୁ ସେ ପାଣିକୁ ଅର୍ପଣ କରନ୍ତି। ମା ଗଙ୍ଗା ଏଇ ଆଞ୍ଜୁଳେ ପାଣିକୁ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ, ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଅସୀମିତ ପରିମାଣରେ ଜଳରାଶି ଅଛନ୍ତି। ତାଙ୍କୁ କଣ ପାଣିର ଆବଶ୍ୟକତା ଅଛି? नो, ନାଇଁ। କିନ୍ତୁ କିନ୍ତୁ ପ୍ରେମରେ ସେ କାରଣ ଏହି ପ୍ରେମଟା ହିଁ ତାଙ୍କୁ ସନ୍ତୁଷ୍ଟି ଦିଏ। ସେଇପରି ଭାବରେ ଭଗବତ ଗୀତାରେ କୃଷ୍ଣ କୁହନ୍ତି, ମୁଁ ହଉଛି ବୁଦ୍ଧିମାନର ବୁଦ୍ଧି, ମୁଁ ବଳବାନର ବଳ, ମୁଁ ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ବ୍ୟକ୍ତିର ସାମର୍ଥ୍ୟ, ମୁଁ ସୂର୍ଯ୍ୟ ଏବଂ ଚନ୍ଦ୍ରଙ୍କର ଆଲୋକ ରାଶି। ତେବେ ଆମେ କଣ ଦେଇପାରିବା ଭଗବାନଙ୍କୁ? ସର୍ବଲୋକ ମହେଶ୍ୱରମ ଭଗବାନ କୃଷ୍ଣ ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ଜିନିଷର ମାଲିକ, ଯାହା ଆମେ ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି। ତେଣୁ ଆମେ କେବଳ ସେଇ ଜିନିଷ ଦେଇପାରିବା ଯାହା ଭଗବାନ ଆମକୁ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି, କିନ୍ତୁ ଆମର ପ୍ରେମ ଏବଂ ଭକ୍ତି ତା ଦେହରେ ଆଡ କରିଦବା। ଆଉ ଏଇଟା ହଉଛି ଜୀବନର ସଫଳତା, ଆଉ ଏଇଟା ହିଁ ସିଦ୍ଧିର ରାସ୍ତା, ଆଉ ଏଇଟା ହଉଛି ଆମର ସାମ୍ବିଧାନିକ ସ୍ଥିତି, ବାସ୍ତବିକ ସ୍ୱାଭାବିକ ସ୍ଥିତି। ଏଇ ସତ୍ୟ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଓହଳି ଯାଆନ୍ତି, ଆମେ ବହୁ ଭାବରେ ବିମୁଖ ହୋଇଯାଆନ୍ତି। କାହିଁକି ନା ଏ ସଂସାର ଆମକୁ ବିଭିନ୍ନ ପ୍ରକାରରେ ଟେମ୍ପଟେସନ ଦିଏ ବା ଆଲ୍ୟୁରମେଣ୍ଟ ଦିଏ ଯେ ତୁମେ ଏପରି ଭାବରେ ଆନନ୍ଦ ପାଇପାରିବ ଭ୍ରାମକ ଶକ୍ତି ଦ୍ଵାରା। ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରକାର ମିଛ ଆଶା ସୃଷ୍ଟି କରାଯାଏ ଯେ ଆମେ ଏଠି ଆନନ୍ଦ ପାଇପାରିବା। କିନ୍ତୁ ଆମେ ଆ ଦ୍ୱାରା ନିଜେ ଏବଂ ଆମର ନିଜ ଲୋକମାନଙ୍କୁ କେବଳ ଦୁଃଖ କଷ୍ଟ ଦିଅନ୍ତି। परम पुरुष, परम भगवान, परम सत्य विभिन्न प्रकार अवतार ଯେତେବେଳେ परम पुरुष भगवान त्रेता जुगरे अवतार करती, नाम हुए रामचंद्र। और रामायण रो शिक्षा रे आमे देखू राम किपरि राम और सीता किपरि गोटे मनीष परी व्यवहार करती, अभिनय करती, हमको शिखिया पई जे मनीष जीवन रे हमर चरित्र कौन होवा दरकार, हमर व्यवहार केमिति होवा दरकार। आउ ए प्रकार शिक्षा मध्य दियंती जे जीवन लक्ष्य कौन आउ केमिति पाइबा, जीवन उद्देश्य केमिति प्राप्त हवा। और ये रामायण प्रारंभ हुए अयोध्या रे। महाराज दशरथ साम्राज्य बड़ बड़ सम्राट मानकर वंश अछंती जने महान राजा थिले तांका नाम थिला खटवांग से बहुत बड़ शक्तिशाली योद्धा थिले अपंतु देवता मानक तरफरु से युद्ध रे जीतिले तांको आ दानव मानक से देवता मानक तरफरु हरै दिथिले तो जहाँ हो ए लिंक रे हिंदी रो ट्रांसलेशन ता भी आसुची तन बड़ा प्रॉब्लम होची तेरे खटवांग कथा में कथा होतले खटवांग ए युद्ध करला परे तांको वरदान मांगे पे कुहा गला परे खटवांग देखिले गोटी मिनिट तक बचबा को अछि आ हमें जानि चंती से गोटी मोमेंट रे गोटी क्षण रे तांको परम सिद्धि प्राप्त होला तत्तेनुकंपा सुस्मिक समानम ब्रह्मा कोंती बहुत कष्ट समय रे जदि आमे कृतज्ञतार सहित भगवान को स्मरण करंती सेही क्षण ही सेहीटा ही परम मुक्ति पाई हमर योग्यता ही जाए तबे महाराज खटवांग तांकर नाती तांका नाम होची रघु जने महान राजा थिले रघुंकर नाती हेले दशरथ रघु डायनास्टी रे रघुंकर वंश रे दशरथ महाराज तांकर ट्रेडिशन अनुसार तांका पाखरे तीन जन रानी थिले कौशल्या कैकेयी आ सुमित्रा किंतु कोनोसी भाव तांकर पुत्र संतान नथिले जहाँकि तांकर वंश पाई गोटे प्रकार ऑब्लिगेशन थिला एक्चुअली राजा होचंती समस्त प्रजा मानकर पिता किंतु राजा को भी तो रिटायर करिया को अछि अवसर नबा को अछि परंपरा अनुसार तांको उत्तराधिकारी दବାକୁ पड़िबो तांकर निज पुत्र को परवर्ती राजा भाव रे घोषणा करबाक पड़िबो किंतु तांका पाखरे पुत्र संतान नथिले तेबे वर्ष वर्ष धरी तपस्या एवं यज्ञ कले बड़ बड़ ऋषि मानकर आशीर्वाद को प्राप्त करने उद्देश्य रे वाल्मीकि मुनि या विषय बड़ सुंदर भाव वर्णना करती बड़ सुंदर भाव वशिष्ठ परी विशिष्ट मुनिंकर आशीर्वाद परे विभिन्न प्रकार मंत्र एवं कांड विभिन्न प्रकार यज्ञ तपस्या करी भगवान को प्रसन्न करने प्रयास करागला देखंतु यही तपस्यार फल होची भगवान स्वयं आसी गोटे प्रकार गोटे पात्र रे अमृत परिका तांको दियागला तेणु कहगला जे तुम्हें तुमर पत्री मानक मध्य बांटी नेब को खाइला परे राम लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न से माने होचन समस्ते भगवान विष्णुकर अंश से माने वैकुंठ आसिचंती कौशल्या सबुठ बड़ पुत्र होचंती राम शिला प्रभुपाद कहती जेमिति कृष्ण गोपाल हिसाब रे सेते ब्यूटीफुल बाते सुंदर थिले से केते आकर्षक थिले से समस्तंकर हृदय को आकर्षित करथिले एवं ब्रजवासी मानकर हृदय को संपूर्ण भाव रे आकर्षित करथिले आ सेही परि भाव रे भगवान रामचंद्र समस्त अयोध्यावासी हृदय को आकर्षित करचंती से माने आउ किछि भाव पारले ना केवल भगवान को बा राम को प्रसन्न करले छड़ा जेतबले से छोटिया छुआटी थिले बा शिशु थिले से बहुत आज्ञाकारी थिले बहुत आज्ञाकारी थिले से समस्त को सम्मान करथिले से और रामचंद्र बहुत उदार मन थिले करुणामय थिले ये गुण पाई अयोध्यार प्रजा माने आउ अपेक्षा करि पारले ना केमिति राजा राम बा राम राजा हेबे तेबे समस्त अयोध्यावासी माने संपूर्ण भाव रे भाबुथिले को दिन राजा राम राम राजा हेबे से माने आ अपेक्षा कर रही पाउनथिले यदि आपण देखिबे वाल्मीकि रामायण होची 24,000 श्लोक विशिष्ट तेबे मु एते समय कहबी ना संक्षेप पर कहबी जेतबले बाल बयस थिले महान संत विश्वामित्र से जंगल रु आसी हमारा आचार्य माने बहुत भल भाव प्राधान्य देइचंदी कथा को विश्वामित्र मुनि जे कि गछर बकल पिंथिले तांका पाखरे कोनो संपत्ति नथिला से जंगल में बास करुथिले अन्य साधु मानक सहित जेतबले सी अयोध्यार राजधानी को बा अयोध्यार साम्राज्य को आसंती सम्राट दशरथ से विश्वामित्र पाद को धौत करती पाद को स्पर्श करती आशीर्वाद भिक्षा करती एवं विश्वामित्र को आनी राजगादी रे बसई अभिषेक करांती एवं पचारुचंती मु आपनकर किपरि सेवा करि परिबी किछि समय कथाबार्ता हला पर विश्वामित्र मुनि रिक्वेस्ट कले जे जंगल रे भयंकर राक्षस माने आछंती आम यज्ञ रे बड़ असुविधा करूचंती तेणु मु राम को मो संग देवा पे अनुमति चाहूची आ एबे देखंतु दशरथ को पाई से राम को गोटे छुआ भाव देखुचंती तांकर निज छुआ भावंतु दशरथ जानिबा पाइले जे राक्षस माने सब माने राम छोटिया किंतु किंतु विश्वामित्र संपूर्ण भाव जानती राम के तेणु से राम को नवा इनसिस्ट कले एवं विश्वामित्र कथा फाइनाली राम को दवा से राजी हेले हृदय ऊपर पत्थर रखी पूरे सुंदर कहानी गौरव से हटाई पंडित साधु आसंती हटाई पंडित कहते मते तुम पुओ को मो साथ दियो हटाई पंडित तार हृदय ऊपर पथराघात हुए मोर पुओ छुटिया पिला किंतु सही परि भाव रे भगवान का सेवा रे भगवान का प्रसन्नता पाई संपूर्ण भाव समर्पित हवा ये हूँ लीडरशिप जाओ राम विश्वामित्र सहित जंगल को गले और से माने धीरे धीरे राक्षस मान आश्रम पाखे पहुंचले आउ ये राक्षस माने की प्रकार राम सहस्र माइल जाए पौड़ी पड़े धनुष दंड बाण रे भय सेवा करुले गोड़ मोड़ी दौले पाद सेवा करुले जो जंगल को जीवे सेवा काठ आने जंगल को जाऊे रोषे करने प्रकार तुच्छ सेवारे सब निज को व्यस्त रखुले गुरुंर सेवारे कह जाए तद्विधि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया जिते आमे गुरुंकर शरणागत हो, तांको सेवा करू, तांको आश्रय नऊ। से समय विश्वामित्र मुनि आने मिथिला को आसिले और सेठारे भगवान महादेव शिवंकर गोटे विशेष धनु थिला। ब्रह्मांडर बड़ बड़ नेता माने बड़ बड़ पावर शक्तिशाली लोक माने आसुथिले कारण से माने सीता को याद थिला सीता हाथ पाइबे से माने विवाह करिवे। अनुसार सीता जी की माँ भूमि माँ गर्भर आसते महाराज जनक बहु वर्ष तपस्या कला परे प्राप्त होते देखु भगवान शाश्वत पत्नी हल कला बेले भूमि तल प्राप्त होती। सफा करुले जनक महाराज बहुत भल पाउले आ जनक महाराज देखुले सीता विभिन्न प्रकार साफ सफाई कर से जो धनु को 300 शक्तिशाली योद्धा माने उठे पार नथिले आउ सीता देवी सफा करू करू कपड़ा मारू मारू गोटी हाथ से धनु को उठे नहीं पड़े गले। जनक महाराज को देखला परे विस्मित हो गले आउ से विस्मित अवस्था रे से गोटे संकल्प कले जे मु ए छुआर विवाह करी जड़े ए प्रकार योद्धा हवा दरकार एटलिस्ट से जनक यही धनु रे तीर लगे मारी पारुथबो ताहले से आंको विवाह करियो। आ जतबेले राम लक्ष्मण विश्वामित्र सहित मिथिला आसिले सीता राम को देखिले एवं प्रथम देखा प्रेम भल पाई बसिले और राम मध्य से प्रकार जहाँ जनक महाराज मध्य प्रस्तुत होते राम जल देखते गोटे अतुल्य असाधारण धनु सीता तल को देखुं राम एत युवकावस्था अच्छा राम भावुंट मुपरी ए धनु को भांगी पारि धनु रे तीर लगे पारि जेतबले बड़ बड़ योद्धा माने या उठी पारना राम विश्वामित्र अनुमति मांगिले गुरु प्रार्थना कर लगे मुझे धन को देखी पारे कि विश्वामित्र कहले हाँ हाँ निश्चय तुम्हें धन को चेष्टा कर। समस्ते देखुं समस्ते शांत भाव देखुं और ये समय समस्त विश्वास अटकी जाइए। राम विश्वामित्र को पचारुंट मुझे धनु को छुई पारि विश्वामित्र कहले निश्चित मु तुमको मोर आशीर्वाद दूची। एवं राम से जो धनु को छुंच राम कहले आपनकर आशीर्वाद रे मु धनु को उठे पारि कि विश्वामित्र कहले निश्चित भाव एवं रामचंद्र संगे संगे धनु को उठे बाण मारुंट एवं एवं जेतेबेले से धनु को टाणुचंती सेतेबेले धनु दी खंड ही भांगुची एते बड़ शब्द करी दीटा अलग अलग जगह धनुर खंड पड़ जाउचंती एबे भी आमे जदी मिथिला जीवा आमे देखि परिबा दीटा अलग अलग जगह धनुर अवसान सास पड़िचंती आउ तापर गोटे सुंदर विवाहघर प्रस्तुति हेची बहुत भव्य विवाहघर जेतेबेले से अयोध्या को फेरिले माता कइके जे कि दशरथ में जने रानी थिले सी राम को अति अति प्रिय अति प्रेम करथिले अति भल पाउथिले आउ अयोध्यार सबुठारु बड़ सुंदर दृश्य होउची तांकर पैलेस ता गोटे सुंदर भाव सजा हैतिला जेतेबेले राम सीता सहित घर को प्रत्यावर्तन कले सेतेबेले कैकेयी बहुत खुशी हेले कैकेयींकर जो सुंदर राजकीय सुवर्ण रंगर महल थिला सीता को विवाहर से उपहार देले यह को कहा जाए कनक भवन बा कनक कुटीर महाराज कहउचंती गोविंद प्रभु एवं माधवानंद प्रभु मते सेटिक नहीं जाइतिले आज पर्यंत मध्य सेई कनक महल को जोटा रामलला पाखरे राम जन्म पाखरे अछंती आज पर्यंत मध्य को महान पैलेस हिसाब से गणना करा जाए और एटा कैकेयी अति प्रेम सहित अति भल पाइबार सहित अति सम्मान सहित सीता को उपहार देथिले राम सीता को बसवास करिया पई रहिबा पई तांको देथिले उपहार परवर्ती समय रे जेतबेले कथा बाहरिबा को लागिला जे दशरथ महाराज राज्याभिषेक करिवे राम को युवराज करिया पई ता माने राम किछि समय परे राजा हेबे अयोध्यार प्रत्येक लोक ए प्रकार प्रार्थना करुथिले से माने कांदुथिले ए कथा देखिया पई केतेबेले राम युवराज हेबे से सब बेले भाबुथिले राम आमर परवर्ती राजा हेबे केते प्रकार सेलिब्रेशन होउची केते प्रकार उत्सव होउची केते प्रकार आशा आकांक्षा भरी रहिची अयोध्या रे किंतु कोनोसी मते मंथरा जे कि कैकेयींकर जन सहयोगी थिले कीर्तदासी थिले कैकेयी को से कोन करूछनी कन्विंस करूछंती जे तुमे डर काहे कि अनिश्चित हुआ इनसिक्योर हुआ डर कारण राम जेतेबेले वास्तव में राजा है जिबे तुमरा पुत्र भरत को से सेवक करिवे एवं तुमको दासी कर रखिवे तुम जीवन सारा गरीब रहबो कैकेयी कहले ना 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 मु राम को मोर पुत्र ठारो अधिका भल पाए किंतु कोनोसी मते सेई संगरे कैकेयी इनसिक्योर हेले डाउट करबा को लागले सस्पिशियस होबा को लागले तांगे मन भीतर डाउट आसिला जे जदि राम राजा हुअंती हुए तो मोर पुत्र को एतरे पुत्र बाद पड़ी जीवो मु दासी हे जीवी कोनोसी मते एथिरे से अवगत हेले आ किमिति हला ए कथा किमिति हला कि कैकेयी जे एते भल पाउथले एते प्रेम करथले जे कनक महल को उपहार देथिले से केमिति ए प्रकार बदली गले एटा हो जोटे बड़ शिक्षा रामायण रो भागवतम कहती जेतेबेले चैतन्य महाप्रभु श्लोक को उद्धार करती जे जने महान भक्तंकर बा महान आत्मा संगरे जेतबेले संग करती आमर मोक्ष द्वार खोली जाए आते आमे कौनसी निम्न निम्नगामी बा निम्न चेतनाशील व्यक्ति को संग नियंती से आमे आसक्ति आड़ को जाती से चैतन्य महाप्रभु कहते असत संग त्याग जिते भक्त मान सहित संग करू कृष्ण कर प्रेम परिवार जो दरवाजा अच्छी कबाट अच्छी खोली जाए आई दरवाजा जिते आमे लस्ट अर्थात काम क्रोध ये अनर्थ मान संगरे जो मानकर असह्य प्रकार भावना अच्छी संग पाती से ढाकी जाए दशरथ को कई कन्विंस करदेली जे मोर पुत्र भरत को तुम्हें राजा बनाओ दशरथ मां हृदय विताड़ित हो जाता दशरथ कहले हाँ मुझे करी कई आउ गोटे वरदान मागिले जोटा पेंडिंग थिला से कहले जे राम को तुम्हें 14 वर्ष वन को निर्वासित कर राम आसिले माँ कौशल्या पाखक आशीर्वाद पाइले दशरथ को से प्रणिपात कले समस्ते कौन मत समस्ते राम किसी कथा कही पारना कौन है दशरथ किसी कथा कही पारना कई कहवाक लगे तुम पिता कथा कही पारना कारण जानी पारना कौन करेंगे मत से वचन देती जे तुम्हें 14 वर्ष जंगल को जीव आउ राम एक कथा शुणिला राम कहले यदि यहीटा आप वचन मत कौन द्वंद्व नहीं संगे संगे जंगल को जीवी राम संगे संगे ग्रहण कर ले कथा को कौशल्या राम को कहते तुम्हें जाओ ना दशरथ को माया ही तुम्हें कहीं जीव केतबले कौशल्या देखिले कि राम निश्चित कर दृढ़ संकल्प कर कौशल्या अति सुंदर भाव कहवाक लगे जे तुम्हें केमिति धर्म रास्तार सुदृढ़ भाव रही पार से शिक्षामृत देले राम देखिले तो सीता देखिले राम जाउछन जंगल को, सीता कहले मु आपन सहित जीवी। राम कहले तुमे जाई परिबनि मो सहित, तुमे होछ जने राजकन्या महारानी, तुमे ऐश्वराम रहिच, रेशमी कपड़ा पिंधिच, तुमे फाइन डाइन खाइच, मु जंगल रे बास करिवि, धर्म क्षेत्र को जीवी, आ जो जंगल रहिबि सेठी बाघ भालू सर्प एमाने समस्त अछंती। कि प्रकार परिस्थिति हम देखंतु, गरम खरा, मु कोठी सोईबि कोठी खाइबि तार ठिकना नहीं। किंतु सीता कहले राम जदि मु तुम सहित अछि ताले से जगह जेमिते होना काहे सेटा अयोध्या, आ जदि सब जिनस अछि तुमे ना हो से जिनस मो पई नरक सहित। मो बापा ए शपथ करैचंती जे मु तुम सहित निर्द्वंद रे कौनसी बिना शर्त रे मु तुम सहित रहिबि। राम जेतबे देखिले ଯିବା ପାଇଁ, ରାମ କହିଲେ ଠିକ ଅଛି। ତେବେ ଯିବା ପୂର୍ବରୁ କୈକେୟୀ କହିବାକୁ ଲାଗିଲେ ତୁମେ ଜଙ୍ଗଲରେ ଭିକ୍ଷୁକ ଭାବେ ରହିବ। ତେଣୁ କୈକେୟୀ ଏ ପ୍ରକାର ବ୍ୟବସ୍ଥା କରିଥିଲେ ଯେ ତାଙ୍କ ଦେହରୁ ସମସ୍ତ ପ୍ରକାର ଜୁଏଲାରୀ ନେଇଗଲେ। ଯେତେବେଳେ ରାମଠୁ ନେଇଗଲେ ନୋ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ, ଲକ୍ଷ୍ମଣଠୁ ନେଇଗଲେ ନୋ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ, କିନ୍ତୁ ସୀତାଙ୍କ ଠାରୁ ଗହଣାକୁ କାଢିଲେ ସେଇ ସମୟରେ ସମସ୍ତେ କ୍ରନ୍ଦନ କରିବାକୁ ଲାଗିଲେ। କି ପ୍ରକାର ଦୃଶ୍ୟ ଭାବନ୍ତୁ, ଯେତେବେଳେ ରାମ ଲକ୍ଷ୍ମଣ ସୀତାଙ୍କ ସହିତ ଜଙ୍ଗଲକୁ ବାହାରିଲେ, ବାସ୍ତବରେ ସମସ୍ତ ଅଯୋଧ୍ୟାବାସୀ କ୍ରନ୍ଦନ କରିବାକୁ ଲାଗିଲେ। ଏହିପରି ଭାବରେ ତାଙ୍କର ଜଙ୍ଗଲ ଯାତ୍ରା ପ୍ରାରମ୍ଭ ହେଲା। ପୁରା ତାଙ୍କର ଗୋଟିଏ ମାତ୍ର क्षमा करिवे, कौन टेक्निकल कारण जो आज रेकर्डिंग ठीक ठाक हो पारुनी। तेबे आपण अनुरोध आपण इंग्राजी बा हिंदी कमेंट्री शुणु। कौन मते ए लिंक रे ठीक से काम करूनी। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। हरे कृष्णा। हरे कृष्ण। तेरे लक्ष्मण राम और सीता जल आनीदेले जहाँ को राम ग्रहण कले। गुहा महाराज रामचंद्र ପାଇଁ संपूर्ण साम्राज्य को ग्रहण करने प्रयास करथुले। राम कहले मु काली बाहुची। राम लक्ष्मण सीता से कहले मु एक कथा ग्रहण कर परिबि ना। मु तुम्हारा प्रेम भक्ति को ग्रहण करुची। रामचंद्र ପାଇଁ सज्जा तैयारी करा गला। राम कहले ना ना मु केवल घास ऊपर शयन करिबी। देखंतु जंगल रा घास रे सीता और राम शयन कले। लक्ष्मण को कहला ये तुम्हें एटलिस्ट सज्जा नियर शयन कर। लक्ष्मण कहले मु राम कर गार्ड हिसाब रहिबी। गुहा कहबाक लगे जे मो पाखरे आर्मी अच्छी तुम्हें शयन कर मु मु यार दायित्व नेबी। आज ट्रांसलेशन की बहुत डिस्टर्बिंग होउची कारण कौन टेक्निकल कारण जोगु अलग अलग लिंक हवा जोगु टिके डिस्टर्ब होईची। तेणु क्षमा करदेवे। आज ट्रांसलेशन टी हेई पारुनी। एठी मो रिक्वेस्ट करिवि आपण मानको जो माने श्रवण करूचंती से माने अन्यथा इंग्लिश बा हिंदी या को श्रवण करंतु। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। हरे कृष्णा।
Guha Maharaj arranged a boat for Ram, Lakshman, and Sita to cross Mother Ganga. And it was there and you're not on it, how will any of them live? Therefore, I will join you for the next 14 years and live in the forest as an ascetic with you. To preserve the dignity of his father's instruction to him, Lord Ram said, no, you must go back. And then as they were crossing Mother Ganga, Sita offered a beautiful prayer. O Mother Ganga, O River Ganges, we are crossing you now, and may Lord Ram be happy for the next 14 years until we can return to this place to cross over and return to our home in Ayodhya. From there they went to Prayag, walking by foot. Now, this was a momentous occasion. After they crossed Mother Ganga, they were in a serious wilderness of a forest. There was no chariot. There was no Sumantra. There was no Maharaj Guha and his kingdom of great devotees. It was just the three of them in the dense, wild forest. They traveled to Prayag, where they met Bharadvaj Muni. And knowing what had happened, he invited them, you stay here for 14 years. I have so many wonderful disciples, and we will just surround you. And Bharadvaj Muni had such supernatural yogic mystic powers, he could manifest anything. But he was living as an ascetic. So you live with us. But Ram, in order to not disturb the residents of Ayodhya, because he knew if they knew where he was, how could they contain their enthusiasm from coming to meet him? He said, please show us a place where we could live in a beautiful natural environment that is so secluded that only great sages and rishis and yogis will be living there, and nobody else will know where we are. He said, I know the perfect place. Just 60 kilometers from here, there is a beautiful mountain surrounded by a wonderful forest with the most auspicious flower-bearing, fruit-bearing trees and flocks of auspicious birds singing and honeybees buzzing, peacocks cawing. The Mandakini Ganga is flowing beside this mountain. And it is a favorite place for the most pure-hearted, loving sages who are there worshiping the Lord. It is the mountain and forest of Chitrakoot. That is the perfect place. The next morning, after spending the night in the ashram, Sita, Ram, and Lakshman traveled to Chitrakoot. Such a lovely place. They were greeted by such pure-hearted sadhus. Lakshman built a nice little hut for Ram and Sita to live in with wood and straw. It was such a beautiful pace. Even though Sita was so broken-hearted to see Ram living as an ascetic. And actually, when they were with Maharaj Guha, Ram ordered Maharaj Guha to get the sap of banyan trees to make he and Lakshman's hair matted. So they're living in tree bark, clothes, in a little straw hut with matted hair. And yet, in the atmosphere of Chitrakoot, there was nothing but happiness. Just being among such pure-hearted, great souls. Meanwhile, while they were gone, when Sumanta returned to Ayodhya, and he described the message of Ram, and he described the condition of Sita, just in a bewildered state with tears in her eyes, living as an ascetic in the forest. It was so heartbreaking that Dasarath Maharaj could not live. He left the world chanting the name of Ram. And according to Ramayana, when the emperor died, it describes Mother Earth became a widow. That's the way the people experienced the death of Dasarath. Vasishtha Muni called Bharat, who was visiting a relative in a distant place, with Satrughna. They didn't say what happened, but they said, there's a crisis, you must come back immediately. And when Bharat entered into Ayodhya, he saw so much lamentation, so much darkness. Nobody could speak a word. He was bewildered. What has happened? He went to his father's palace and his father was not there. His mother, Kaikeyi, she was nicely ornamented. And she explained everything that happened, thinking that he would be very, very happy. Now he's going to be the emperor. And he has no competition because Ram is exiled. When Bharat heard this, his heart was broken. He was so angry upon his mother. He totally rejected her. And he decided right then and there, immediately, I will go to the forest. I will find Ram. I will convince him to come back and be the king. Now Dasarath Maharaj is gone, our father. And I will fulfill the promise and stay in the forest as an ascetic for 14 years. How his heart was breaking to think of Sita living in this way. When his mother saw his determination, she realized that she was in a total state of illusion. She lived in total regret. What did I do? Meanwhile, Bharat comes back. He goes to the residence of Kausalya, Ram's mother. She says, "Oh, Bharat, I congratulate you. Your plan is a success. Now you can be king. Your father, my husband, Dasrath, is dead because he could not bear the separation of Ram. And my only son and my beloved daughter, Sita. How could you be happy knowing they're living as an ascetics exiled in the forest? Bharat broke down crying. Mother Kausalya, I had nothing to do with this. I will not allow this to happen. I give you my word. I will go to the forest and I will take that exile and bring back Ram. Kausalya, I'm sorry that I misunderstood you. And the plans were made. Not only was Bharat going to go to the forest, but Vashishta Muni, the guru, and all the sages and all the rishis and the 3 queens who are all widows now, they were all going to go. And the chief ministers, the armies, they were all going to Chitrakoot to bring back Ram. And Bharat was going to remain behind. When they reached Chitrakoot, you all know the story. There was a big commotion. There was thousands of elephants and tens and thousands of chariots. It was a huge procession. Ram asked Lakshman, climb the tree and see what's happening. So he climbed a tree and looked down and he saw this multitudes coming. And he saw elephants and he saw chariots and he saw Bharat's flag. And Lakshman was furious. Not only did Bharat plot to exile us into the forest along with his mother, but now that he has control of all the armies, so that you cannot come back after 14 years to take his position, he's come to kill you. Bharat was so angry. Lakshman. Lakshman is Balaram. His eyes were like red coals. He trembled with rage. And he proclaimed, on this very day, I will destroy the entire army of Ayodhya if they try to harm you, and I will end the life of Bharat. Ram heard this. He chastised Lakshman. He said, Bharat loves me. He is devoted to me more than anyone, as much as you, Lakshman. How dare you doubt his integrity of intention? He has come to convince me to return. Lakshman was very embarrassed. And then along with Vashishta and the sages, Bharat came, he ran forward to the Kamagiri, the Chitrakoot mountain, to meet with Lord Ram. When he saw from a distance Lord Ramchandra, Sita, wearing tree bark with matted hair, living in a straw hut, his heart was breaking. In great anticipation of love, he ran up, and when Ram saw him, they ran together and embraced. And even today, If you go to that place at Chitakut, you will find in the rocks there are 4 footprints. The footprints of Ram and the footprints of Bharat, facing one another. When they embraced with brotherly love, it was so deep that literally the stones melted. And then Satrughna and Lakshman embraced, and their footprints are there. And when Kausalya came to that mountain and met with Sita, she embraced her. So there's 3 sets of footprints. In the Kamagiri mountain of Chitrakoot. Bharat and all of Ayodhya were there with the singular intention to bring Ram home. Srila Prabhupada explains that this opulence of renunciation, the Supreme Personality of Bhagavan, is one who possesses 6 opulence: beauty, strength, knowledge, fame, wealth, and renunciation. To teach Dharma to the people of the world, the Supreme Personality of Godhead renounced everything. Bharat, the sages, the ministers, they were all giving scriptural arguments, social arguments, every type of argument to bring Ram back. When it all failed, Bharat brought a pair of wooden sandals, paduka, and asked Ram to place his feet in them just one time. And he took those wooden shoes and brought them back to Ayodhya and put them on the throne. And according to Srimad Bhagavatam and Valmiki's Ramayana, Bharat would not live in Ayodhya. There's a forest, an isolated forest not far from Ayodhya named Nandigram. And in that forest, he slept on the ground. He only wore deerskin. He matted his hair. And he only ate raw roots and herbs. Sukadev Goswami describes his only food was barley soaked in cow urine. In other words, he wanted to live in greater poverty and austerity than he saw Ram and Sita. For 14 years. And Srila Prabhupada explains on a Ram Navami in a lecture, what was Bharat's devotion? He kept Ram's shoes as the king and would fan with chamaras those shoes, and the shoes, the sandals were on the throne in the palace, while Bharat lived in the jungle. He accepted none of the glory or none of the luxuries of a king, but he perfectly performed all the administration required of a king. So he did the work, but accepted none of the privileges for 14 years. That was Bharat. Meanwhile, after they returned to Ayodhya, Ram, Sita, and Lakshman decided we shouldn't stay in Chitrakoot because now everybody knows we're here. They entered the Dandakaranya forest. And eventually, they were meeting so many great rishis and munis and taking blessings and getting benedictions. That was the example of their character. And they made their residence in this great state of Maharashtra, in the place Panchavati. And there in Panchavati, on the bank of the Godavari River, Ram built a beautiful little hut for Sita. Lakshman built a hut for Sita Ram. And Lakshman would not sleep. He was simply there at every moment, eager to serve Ram and Sita's desires. There's the wonderful story of Suparnika, the sister of Ravana. She was roaming through that Dandakaranya forest. And when she saw Ram, she was an evil, exploitative, lusty, envious person. But she fell in love with Ram's external appearance of beauty. She wanted to enjoy Ram. Irresistible. So she, by her supernatural power, she transformed her monstrous form into a beautiful heavenly woman. She was most beautiful. And she approached Ram to take him away with her. But when she saw that Ram would not leave Sita, she decided to kill and eat Sita. She attacked her. And Ram said to Lakshman, no need to continue joking with this lady. So, at Ram's instruction, Lakshman drew his sword, cut off her nose. Suparnika was, not only was she miserable, she was really humiliated. She went howling and she told her brothers Kara and Dushan, and they attacked with 14,000 Rakshasa soldiers, and Ravana defeated them, and Suparnika ran. She, by her mystic power, she went back to Sri Lanka and told Ravana that I've never seen anything so beautiful as this girl named Sita. She's perfect for you. I was trying to bring her back for you to enjoy, but then Ram and Lakshman cut off my nose and my ears and all of these things. And how dare you allow this injustice? Do something about it. So it was there. Panchavati at that moment became known as Nasik. that Ravana had Maricha disguise himself as a golden deer to lure Ram away. And Ram wanting to bring this, Sita asked Ram, do you see this beautiful golden deer? Please let us bring him back to Ayodhya to be our pet. So Ram went out to catch the deer. And then the deer called out in the voice of Ram, Lakshman, help me. And Sita said, go and help him. And Lakshman said, that's not Ram's voice. There's no danger of Ram. And Sita, she ordered Lakshman to go. And it was at that time that Ravana disguised himself as a great sage, knowing that Sita will always offer service and respect to a sage. And it was there in Nasik that Ravana forcibly abducted Sita. He had a chariot drawn by monstrous, ghostly mules. It was flying in the sky. And I'm going to end real soon, I think. And as they were flying over the sky, they passed a tree, and on that tree was Jatayu, very old vulture. He was a great devotee of Ram and a great friend of Dasaratma. But he was very, very old. He was sleeping. And Sita saw him and cried from the sky, Jatayu, please, if you see Ram and Lakshman, tell him. Tell my beloved Ram that I've been kidnapped by Ravana and he's taking me away. Ask him to save me. Jatayu, just deliver this message, but please don't try to stop Ravana, because he is so powerful. He has such weapons, and you are just too old. When Jatayu heard this, he woke up and he looked up and he saw what was happening. He could not remain idle. He knew he couldn't win, but he couldn't live and see this injustice. He loudly chastised Rama. What type of coward are you? Why didn't you face Ram and fight him? Why you distracted him to go to a distant place? And when he's away, you kidnap his wife? Like a cowardly dog, that when the cook is away and nobody's in the kitchen, he goes into the kitchen to steal food? Jatayu proclaimed, whether I live or die, I'm not going to live and see you take Sita away. He jumped up and attacked Ravana. And what a fight! One of the greatest battles the world has ever seen. Jatayu is so old, but yet every bit of his strength. Ravana could not believe what was happening. When this huge bird with his wings expanded came to attack Ravana, he had this mystic bow and arrow, and he was shooting hundreds and thousands of razor-sharp arrows into the body of Jatayu. And Ravana had 20 arms. It's described that Jatayu's entire body was pierced with these arrows. And with his wings, he just kept brushing them away, bleeding like anything. And he attacked Ravana. All he had was his claws and his beak. He broke Ravana's bow. Started shooting. Jatayu destroyed Ravana's chariot, destroyed his charioteer, destroyed all of the mules pulling his chariot. He jumped on Ravana's back, and with his claws, he was ripping his back apart, and with his beak, he was pounding his head. And Ravana was just holding on to Sita and fighting and fighting and fighting, shooting arrows and arrows. And this battle went on until Jatayu became just exhausted. Ravana put Sita on the ground, pulled out his razor-sharp sword, and cut the wings and the legs of Jatayu, who fell to the ground. Upon seeing this, Sita ran to Jatayu's bloody body. He was now dying, totally defeated. And here is the supreme goddess of fortune, Sita Devi, with tears of love for this bird, embracing him, thanking him. Because of me, Sita was saying, you are now suffering. I ever repay you. You have given up your life for me. May Ram bless you in every way. When you see Ram, please tell him what has happened. Sita gave her most heartfelt supreme blessings to Jatayu. Although his body was laying on the ground in a massive pool of blood, still, Sita was embracing the Supreme Mother. Ravana came back down to capture Sita. She was holding onto a tree, and he pulled her by the hair, and by his own supernatural powers began to fly away with her. As Sita was looking down at her beloved devotee Jatayu, meanwhile, Ravana brought Sita all the way back to Sri Lanka, his kingdom. He offered her the most magnificent golden palaces, every type of luxury, jewels, promised her the entire Sri Lanka would be there to serve her and give her pleasure under his command. But Sita rejected. She told Ravana, you trying to enjoy me is like an ignorant fool who wants to enjoy licking honey from the sharp edge of a razor blade. Think about that. You're trying to enjoy putting pins in your eye. I have given my heart to Ram. Ravana was so frustrated with the desire to enjoy. As his sister wanted to enjoy Ram, he wanted to enjoy Sita. Such a lesson. Such a powerful person with so much wealth. He had so many queens. But like Hiranyakashipu, nothing could satisfy when we are attached to sense gratification and arrogance. Ravana ordered Sita, where he ordered Rakshashis to convince Sita to accept his proposal. And every day he was coming. Meanwhile, when Ram found that Sita was gone, he and Lakshman were searching and searching and searching everywhere, weeping, crying, where is our Sita? They had no idea where she had gone or why. Although he's the knower of everything, still in his Leela, he accepts this role. And ultimately, they came upon Jatayu. When Ram saw this huge bird laying in a pool of blood, he said to Lakshman, this evil bird has eaten Sita. This is her blood all around. He drew his bow and arrow and ran to Jatayu to kill him. And Jatayu's laying, and he's crying out, "Oh Ram, I'm Jatayu. I'm your devotee. I tried to save Sita, but I was unable to do it." When Ram recognized, he dropped his bow and he dropped his arrow. You have risked your life. You were willing to give up your life to protect my Sita. There is no one more dear to me than you. And it was at that time, with Jatayu's information, that Ram first learned that it was Ravana that kidnapped Sita and was headed in the southern direction. Ram put Jatayu's head in his lap. Was caressing his head with his hand like a father to a child. As Jatayu was giving him a report of Sita's condition. He was looking at the beautiful moon-like face of Lord Ramchandra, chanting his holy names. with blood flowing from his mouth. He left this world. Seeing this, Ram began to cry. He told Lakshman, "There is no one more dear to me in this world than Jatayu." At the loss of Jatayu, who gave his life for my Sita, I am feeling as much pain as the loss of my father and the abduction of Sita herself. Ram and Lakshman made a funeral pyre, and Ram personally performed the last rites for Jatayu. Then Ram went to the Godavari River and offered oblations with mantras for Jatayu. And Ram declared there in his prayer that Jatayu, on this very day, I bless you with the supreme liberation of eternal residence in the spiritual world of Vaikuntha. Later on, Ram came to Kishkinda made allies with Hanuman, Sugriva. They helped the Lord to discover where Sita was, and the great battle took place. And we know in the course of Sri Hanumanji's pastimes, jumped over the ocean to find Sita. He gave her Ram's message, and Sita gave secret message for Hanuman to bring back to Ram. At that time, Hanuman was so angry at Ravana. He wanted to meet him face to face. And here he is, tied up with ropes as a captive. All the great generals and military of the Rakshasa army are standing along with Ravana. And Hanuman, face to face, calls Ravana a coward and tells him, if you just give Sita back to Ram, Ram will be your ally forever. If not, if you keep her, then Ram will come to destroy you and your entire dynasty. Ravana became so angry. He had the Rakshasas beat Hanuman, who was still tied up, and then light his tail on fire. And Hanumanji, he was so enthusiastic to serve his beloved Ram. And upon meeting Sita and seeing her condition, he was so upset that as they were marching him through the streets of Sri Lanka to humiliate him and burn him to death, as you were beating his tail on fire, wrapped up with all sorts of cloths and soaked with oils. Hanuman was seeing this as an opportunity to serve. He broke out of the ropes and jumped up on top of a palace and touched it with his tail. Went on fire. He jumped to the next palace, touched his tail, another fire. He lit practically the entire kingdom on fire, jumping, and Ravana's nothing he could do about it. He was seeing everything burning and burning and burning. And when Sita was given the news of what was happening, in her love, she prayed to Agni, the god of the fire, that as Hanuman's tail is blazing on fire, please let him feel no heat. Let it be very cooling and refreshing to him. And actually, even though his tail was blazing on fire, so much blazing was igniting everything on fire, Hanuman was feeling the fire in his tail to be very soothing and cool. And he immediately understood the prayer and blessing of Mother Sita. Hanumanji then jumped up to a mountain in Lanka, and with a roaring voice, he called out, Ravana, give Sita back to Ram. I am just an insignificant servant of a servant of Ram, and you see what I've done? If you do not give back Sita, Ram himself will come to destroy you and everything dear to you. And then he jumped in the ocean, put his tail out of fire, jumped back to Kishkinda, went to the cave where Ram was waiting, and gave a whole report, and gave the message of Sita to Ram. And it was then and there that Lord Ram, in infinite gratitude to his devotee, he cried. He said, I'm living as an ascetic with nothing in the forest. What can I give you in return? All I have is myself. I give you my life. Ram then embraced Hanuman. That embrace was the ultimate perfection of all Hanuman's aspirations, to be accepted by Ram. That is the love of the Lord for the devotee, and the love of the devotee for the Lord. From there, they went to the shore. That area near Rameshwaram is Danus Tirtha. They had to cross the ocean, the Indian Ocean. And Ram sat for 3 days fasting to get Samudra, the presiding deity of the ocean, to give permission to cross. But Samudra did not pay any attention. Srimad Bhagavatam tells Ram's glance became so angry that he's not helping to find Sita, that he gazed upon the ocean, and the entire ocean started burning, and all the fishes and everybody were trying to get out, but they couldn't. And then Samudra came and surrendered to Ram and said, now I give you can build a bridge across the ocean. You can put mountain peaks and rocks, and they will all float upon me. They built that bridge. It was a huge bridge. Hanuman, Sugriva, Nila, Mahinda, Vivida. The entire entourage of the Vanaras built this beautiful bridge across the ocean to Sri Lanka. And there was the great battle. Vibhishan, Ravana's brother, he was such a great devotee. He, along with Mandodari, the principal wife, and so many, they were trying to convince Ravana, just give back Sita or everything will be lost. But his arrogance, his ego, he could not accept. Vibhishan joined Ram's army, and the great battle of Sri Lanka was fought. A beautiful lesson. Jatayu, Hanuman, they both gave everything they had to protect Sita. Hanuman was always victorious. Jatayu was defeated and killed. But they both attain the same glory. Success is to please the Lord. Jatayu lost, but he won. Ravana won, but he lost. Success, victory, glory. If it is not pleasing to the Supreme Lord, we lose. But even if all of our attempts are externally seen by the world as futile, failure, if it's done for the pleasure of the Lord, it is the supreme victory, the supreme success. Ravana and Ram, at the end of this war, after his entire army was practically destroyed, Ravana and Ram face to face at a battle. And with an arrow, Ram pierced the heart of Ravana, and he fell to the ground, dead. It was then that Vibhishan gave a beautiful flower airplane to Ram. Ram coronated Vibhishan as king. And I just listened to a tape of Srila Prabhupada. He describes Ram did not fight that war to conquer Sri Lanka, because he won the war and then he gave it all to Vibhishan, Ravana's brother. He simply went there to punish the wicked Ravana for his offenses and to rescue Sita. They boarded this beautiful airplane, the Pushpavan. As it was coming close to Ayodhya, near Chitrakoot, Ram told Hanuman, go to Nandigram, where Bharat is living. He's my dear devotee. But even a dear devotee, even a greatest souls, he's been in this high position of ruling over Ayodhya for 14 years. And human nature is, when you have a high position in a role, it's almost impossible not to become attached to that. If Bharat has the slightest bit of attachment for continuing on ruling over Ayodhya, then I want him to continue. Go there. Tell him I'm coming. And Hanuman, I know that there is no one who can understand human nature and human character as well as you. If you feel or see even the slightest tinge of Bharat being attached or disappointed that I'm coming, then you come back and tell me, and I will not interfere. So Hanuman went ahead of the Pushpavan. And there in Nandigram, Bharat was living in his little straw hut, sleeping on the ground, eating cow urine and barley in a tree, performing severe austerities. Hanuman tells Ram is coming. 14-year exile is over today. He's returning. Bharat entered into a state of transcendental ecstasy of love. He couldn't contain his transcendental emotions. When Hanuman saw this, he was convinced Bharata had not even the slightest tinge of anything. He was filled with happiness. Glorifying Ram, they were simply singing and dancing, chanting Ram's name together. As Bharata was asking, where is he? Where is he? When will he come? And when the Pushpavan was in the sky above, Hanuman said, there is Ram. And when Ram landed the airplane, he and Bharat embraced. Bharat brought Ram's padukas, his wooden sandals, from the throne and offered it back to Ram. And arranged a wonderful procession. And all the citizens of Ayodhya were there as Ram was on procession back to his palace after 14 years of separation. And in that procession, they lined the roads, everyone's homes in their hands. They were all offering beautiful lamps of love to welcome Ram back home. And that is the celebration of Diwali, the New Year. So, as Mukunda Madhava Prabhu was telling us, on January 22nd, that's 4 days ago. Beautiful prana pratishtha of installing Ram at the very place of his birth, Janmabhoomi. After approximately 500 years of separation. Glorious day of celebration. Srila Prabhupada on behalf of all of our great acharyas, have taught us that Krishna, Ram, is within our hearts. He writes that Lord Ram, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada writes, Lord Ram has appeared in this age of Kali as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. To teach us Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam, that the Lord has descended in his holy names. And by sincerely chanting the holy names of the Lord, that is the transcendental means by which we can invite and welcome Ram within our hearts. Kali Kale Namarupe Krishna Avatar. The purpose of our temples, whether it's in Ayodhya or here at Radharas Bihari Temple or all other temples, is to give us an atmosphere. The Lord is making himself present to give us an atmosphere in which we can devote our lives, surrender our hearts to serving him. Tonight we are seeing so many thousands of people all around to celebrate this very, very auspicious event. We're hearing Ram's glories, Ram's pastimes, and the love of Ram for his devotees and devotees for Ram. And if we read His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj's book, Let There Be a Temple, what is the name of the book? I'll build you a temple. I'm sorry. Yes. I'll build you a temple. It's in Srila Prabhupada's life, Giriraj Swami Maharaj personally saw that same devotion, that same surrender as Jatayu, as Hanuman, as Vibhishan, as Maharaj Guha, that same quality of love and devotion as the Gopas, the Gopis, for the pleasure of Lord Krishna. Why? Why did Srila Prabhupada struggle so much for this beautiful temple that we're now enjoying tonight, and for all of his projects throughout the world, just to inspire us to welcome Krishna back into our hearts through sincerely taking shelter of the association of devotees, hearing the Lord's glories, and chanting the holy names. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Thank you very much. Shall we have a few minutes kirtan? Nama Om Vishnupataya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desathari. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patithanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Thank you very much.
On behalf of Sri Sri Radha Ras Bihari Mandir, ISKCON Juhu, Mumbai, we express our heartfelt gratitude to His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj for taking us through the entire Ramayana and this ecstatic Kirtan. We thank him by chanting the holy names. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj ki. His Holiness Sri Rai Swami Maharaj ki. थोड़ा जगह दीजिए. हरि बोल.